welcome to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to the Copa del Rey round of 32, second leg tie, coming live from the Camp Nou on Wednesday night. We are going to be looking into that game in a lot of detail and most importantly, having a look at who's going to get the nod, who is going to get the big first team opportunity, all of that and some more. It's coming right up. Let's do this. Kickoff will be coming to us live from the Camp Nou at 9:30 PM local time. Again, in the Copa del Rey, in these early rounds, there is some very, very late kickoffs indeed. And at that time, on a weekday, pretty late it is in Barcelona. I wouldn't really expect anything close to a full stadium tomorrow. It's a game that probably not a lot of people will turn up to watch. But like I say, it's still important getting those young players out on the field, seeing what they can do. It's all about that development, all about that progression. And that is what we're going to be looking at today. You guys have been in action as always, though, voting on your scoreline, how you think we're going to do and how comfortably we are going to win at the Camp Nou tomorrow. And I have to say, usually in these votes you can see here there's an overwhelming favourite, but this time around that is not the case at all. It's very much split between a win by 3 goals, a win by 4 goals, and also a lot of you as well going for a win by 5+ goals. A big win, a confidence booster at the Camp Nou on Wednesday night. And before we do start here with the Copa del Rey game itself against Cultural Leonesa, I just want to mention this, and I want to mention it once, and that's all I'm going to do, and then we're going to forget about it, because regarding this award that continues to be mentioned that took place yesterday, and for me, any award, I'm going to say any award whatsoever that's given for footballing ability surely wouldn't have Lionel Messi in 5th position. I don't care about the award in any way whatsoever. I'm simply saying the award that people keep banging on about, it wouldn't happen. If it was on football ability, he would not be anywhere near that 5th position. So I genuinely have no idea what this award is all about, and in answer to the many people from other clubs who are going to bombard you with questions about what did you think of that last night, look at Messi right down in there in 5th position. It'll inevitably come up, but simply say to them, look, we don't give a damn. But on with the game, guys, and the most important thing, which is out on that pitch. Out on the pitch, the players, the team, collectively, that is the most important thing here, and improving with every game. That's what we've got to look to do. We've got to fine-tune this team. We've got to make it as good and as brilliant as we possibly can on the field and achieve the goals that we desperately, desperately want to achieve this season within ourselves, within our own aspirations. And this match is the perfect occasion to look to the future of FC Barcelona, put some faith in the youngsters, give them some experience playing in front of the Camp Nou crowd, and really to take a closer look at the next generation of Barcelona footballers. And don't be fooled, guys. Some people will say that La Masia isn't producing talent anymore. We'll never see anything like what La Masia has done in the past. It won't happen again. But that's rubbish. That's all absolute rubbish. We have still got a lot of young talent, a lot of raw talent that needs development, it needs progression, but there is still a lot of potential in those youth teams at Barcelona, and I couldn't have been any more thrilled when young Carlos Alenia came on against Villarreal on Sunday, and he proved that exact fact in a huge, huge way. He was given the opportunity, Valverde gave him that chance to come on and make his mark, and he didn't just take his chance, he absolutely smashed it. Coming on, he was positive, he had belief, he played with confidence, with desire, and he really did believe that he could come on there and make an impact and make a name for himself at Barcelona, and he's done exactly that. Latching on to a Lionel Messi assist, it was brilliantly worked, it was almost like art, Messi providing potentially the next generation with a big first goal, and he never looked like missing. Carlos Alenia in front of the goalkeeper, a little chip finish, so confident, almost arrogant in a way, so much belief in his own ability just to lift that over the goalkeeper. It was brilliant to watch, his first ever La Liga goal, and I think we're all hoping the first of many, many more to come. And on the subject of Carlos Alenia himself, he is now officially a Barcelona first team player, registered now solely in the first team at the club. That was confirmed today. Rafinha is going to be out for 6 months. In that case, we were able to register a new player as a first team representative, and Carlos Alenia was that man. He's no longer eligible now to play for Barcelona B. His time with the first team is now. He'll wear the number 21 shirt, and that in itself is exciting news. But like I said at the start of the video, guys, the big question is, coming into this kind of game, we know that we're going to win. It's not being confident, it's just the reality of the situation. The big question is, though, who's going to get their opportunity, which young players are going to step up and potentially shine tomorrow at the Camp Nou. We're coming into this game with a a 1-0 lead from that first leg a few weeks ago now, courtesy of Clement Lenglet's last-minute headed goal, assisted by Dembele on the night. That was Lenglet's first ever Barcelona goal, and if we're being honest, like I say, there's no danger of us losing this game, so Valverde is very much free to experiment with his team, give some young players opportunities within the regulations, and this is how we lined up here in the first leg, giving some Barcelona B players like Cuenca, Chumi, Miranda the opportunity to come out there and impress and put in a real statement about themselves. And I actually asked you guys on my community section once again to let me know who you most wanted to see out there tomorrow night out of Riqui Puig, Oriol Busquets and Juan Miranda. And as you can see here, you guys are incredibly excited about the potential of seeing Puig again on the field for Barcelona. He's an overwhelming favourite there, and I think, to be honest, since we all saw Riqui Puig on the pre-season tour, he impressed us all. He was brilliant in the way that he played, so confident in his own ability, and I think certainly we wanted to see a lot more of that in our midfield and him to get chances as the season goes on. A young player with such a high ceiling in the game, given that right development, and that's what it's all about, giving these guys the opportunity to showcase their ability. It might be there, you might have that talent, but to really show it, you need games, and these really are the occasions that are tailor-made for those kind of opportunities. But before we move on with my lineup prediction, first of all, guys, I want to share with you some sad news that occurred yesterday. It was unfortunately the passing of our former president of FC Barcelona, Josep Luis Núñez, who, like I say, sadly passed away yesterday. And right throughout that time, of course, since his passing, there has been so many tributes from Barcelona players, from Barcelona staff, fans, of course, who remember his time at the club very fondly indeed. He was president of FC Barcelona between 1978 right the way to the year 2000. 22 years he was in charge of our magnificent club, and in that time there were some very key moments and influential decisions that came from him. Ernesto Valverde, of course, was asked in his press conference about the passing of Núñez, and Valverde actually stopped in the press conference and said, "I'd like to say a few words about Núñez, if I may. He was actually the president who brought Ernesto Valverde to Barcelona as a player all those years ago." And Valverde said at the end of last season, Núñez actually sent him a letter congratulating him on the titles that he'd won at Barcelona in that year. And Valverde said, hopefully we can dedicate a win to him tomorrow and give him the best send-off possible. That was very nice from Ernesto Valverde, and like I said, there's been a memorial at the Camp Nou today. The players observed a minute's silence before their training session tonight, and I think all of us, even if we didn't experience the full Núñez era, we certainly wish his friends and family well in this difficult time. And we will move on now then to that official squad announcement from Ernesto Valverde, who has made the cut for this game, and I can tell you there are several Barcelona B players included in the squad for tomorrow's game, reading as follows: Ter Stegen in goal potentially, Semedo there, Rakitic, Denis, Coutinho, Dembele, Silesen, Malcolm, Lenglet, Munir, Alenya there as a first team player. That's very important. I'm just going to come on to that now. Vidal, the Marlon returns, Miranda, Puig, Collado, Busquets, Chumi, and Guillem as well makes the squad there for Barcelona. And really interestingly about Carlos Alenya becoming that first team player, really important to remember, you cannot name more than 4 B players in your lineup or at any point in tomorrow's game. And that moves me on to my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game, and I've gone here with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen in goal, simply because starting at Ter Stegen in goal, and I think, to be honest, he might need a bit of confidence given the way the last few games have gone for the team and himself personally. I think you could start in goal there, no Silesen of course. You could start Iñaki Peña, but then you've used one of your B players, and instead I would love to see this midfield. I would absolutely love to see Oriol Busquets holding, Carlos Alenya here, and Riqui Puig. How good does that look? The future of Barcelona could literally be right there in that midfield. Mwagi unfortunately did not make the squad simply because of paperwork issues. He cannot play for the first team until after January, so Semedo is definitely going to start, it seems like, at right back. You've got Miranda the other side, who for me needs some game time. Vermaelen there partnering Chumi at centre back to save Piqué, to save Lenglet, and then Denis Suarez, who desperately needs game time. Munir El Haddadi here playing down the middle, the same goes for him. And I think Malcolm needs a bit of confidence. You know, he's not played enough games, he's not got enough minutes, and I think if he starts in this kind of game, he's going to get a goal, isn't he? He is going to score if he starts in a Copa del Rey game like this, and he could do with that game time and that confidence. But like I say, you cannot field more than those 4 players, and that makes it difficult when juggling your options and knowing who to put the faith in. But tomorrow, I just really hope we see Puig here alongside Alenya. He's going to be a first team player, so no regulations applied to him, and that team on paper there is definitely good enough to get the job done tomorrow night against Cultural Leonesa. And with that said, guys, my match prediction for this game will be Barcelona 4, Cultural Cultural Leonesa 0. I'm going to go with a big win, pretty comfortable. Hopefully we see some youngsters, and tomorrow, once the game is over, I'll be right back here, dissecting that action for you guys. Hopefully it's a fun one. I will see you then. Leave your predictions in the comments down below. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça.